The day I watched him die, and he was still breathing. A psychedelic vision of loss, love, and the fierce grace of Kali. I had never had someone who was present in my day-to-day life die. The closest experience I had is when a little girl whom my family fostered from the time she left the hospital as a newborn until she was 3 years old, she was abruptly sent back to live with her mother. I still remember the grief of that loss. I was in 6th grade, and I can still feel the air in the girls' gym bathroom where I stood crying in my Halloween costume, Belle from Beauty and the Beast. There was another girl crying about a boy who wouldn't dance with her as I was processing never seeing my baby sister again. Although he didn't actually die, I experienced profound grief upon watching my partner die during a psilocybin journey. I've written before about life-changing journeys I've experienced, like when fear was removed from my life and when a light was placed in my womb, signifying my calling to birth new projects, and when I was given the gift of protection from snake venom. The emotion of this particular journey was much more raw. It changed my relationship forever. It changed the course of my life. It was Thanksgiving Day, and Emmanuel and I had never really cared about holidays. The kids were spending the weekend with their dad, and I felt called to spend the day in another kind of communion. So I ate some mushrooms to see what divine knowledge I needed to experience. I was quickly thrust into another dimension. I felt surrounded by spirit as my body became very heavy. As I was wrapped safely in my bed, I saw Emmanuel dancing among the spirits. He was light and joyful. I smiled as I watched him in a state of ecstasy. Suddenly, I realized the spirits were taking him away. He was leaving this realm to reside elsewhere. I was jolted back into this world and realized Emmanuel was downstairs watching TV. I ran down, fearful that what I had seen was more than just a vision. I burst into the room, and he, clearly, had no idea what I had witnessed. I knelt beside him on the couch and began begging the spirits that still surrounded me not to take him. I wasn't ready to live this life without him. I sobbed. I shook. I felt grief that greatly surpassed what I had experienced that night in the middle school gymnasium bathroom. When I had fully dehydrated from the river of tears pouring from me, the visuals and tone of the journey shifted. I was surrounded by angel-like deities, all connected via a geometric matrix of light. They were all gazing toward heaven. I was told, "Sarah, you are ready. You are of us, and we are of you." Emmanuel had been my lover, my guide, my person for a decade. That chapter was meant to end. As with all plant medicine journeys, integration can take months or even years. I would check back in with Spirit and my higher self to ask how I was supposed to be helping Emmanuel. The answer, over and over, was that I was not. One time I saw all the people in my life connected by golden, illuminated mycelium. I looked for Emmanuel, and the intricate strands went dark. This experience gave me confidence to enter into this new chapter of my life where I am charging ahead without anyone holding my hand. I never would have leapt at the opportunity to build a resort in Costa Rica. I probably wouldn't be here, sharing my life with you. Kali, the Hindu goddess of death and transformation, is often feared for her ferocity, but she is also the fierce mother who clears the path for rebirth. She does not gently ask us to let go. She rips away what we cling to. She shatters illusions, severs attachments, and devours the old so that something true can rise. That psilocybin journey was my initiation into Kali's domain. I didn't just lose a relationship, I lost a version of myself that needed it to survive. In the aftermath, what remained was not empty, it was fertile. Death is not the end. It is the fire Kali lights to forge us into who we are becoming, and I am becoming.